section of your handbook. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find one more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So, where should I start? Where should we start? So, da vielleicht. Mann, warum haben die mich nicht direkt dahin teleportiert, wo ich brauche? Okay, das ist hier. Wo ist ein Chem Lab nochmal gewesen? Das ist Rec Room. Das andere war Physics Room. Also ich kann ja noch eine Etage höher, oder? Ups. Nice. Chem Lab. Stimmt. So. Byaku is here. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, got it. I think what you meant to say was yes, sir. I understand. Was auch immer du sagst, alter Falter. Surveillance camera. Okay. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been splitted in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it, Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then, this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words,
that's right, it could only have been around the time of the incident. It really is when it happened. It must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. These are footprints, and they are only in front of the shelf, the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene of the hole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
what?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad for you, I mean. For me. So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that Hole left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to the shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
Certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No!
What?
Okay then, let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. Let's see what's on this shelf. There are all kinds of diary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving and section A. Huh? But wait! There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents, but put simply they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kinda harsh? What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, in which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Was ist denn damit? On this shelf is... One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. This looks like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section C. I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has the dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. Chem lab shelf has been added to the truthful section of your handbook. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Camp C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, however, it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Okay, dann lass uns gehen jetzt. Okay, dann. Oh.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they are both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma's bottle. These three things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Okay, ich mach kurz Pause und dann komme ich zurück. Ich lasse den Bildschirm hier erstmal an im Spiel, aber bin kurz weg. Bis gleich. See you soon. So, wieder zurück. Genau, Kyoko sagte, wir sollten uns die Bottles nochmal genau angucken. Also, eigentlich, genau. Das ist ja vorhin schon vielleicht aufgefallen. Hier fehlen ja 2. Man hat ja hier 2 Plätze. Und wir haben eine Figur gefunden. Und ein paar zertrümmerte Glasscherben auf dem Boden. Aber es fehlen doch 2 Bottles, ne? I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new. Also wir haben einen mit Pony gefunden. Ich weiß nicht, was da noch fehlt. Vielleicht die Dame oder so?
Hey.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. Genau, den Bischof, den König haben wir, den Turm haben wir, den Bauer haben wir, Pony fehlt und die Dame fehlt. A correlation. Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So...
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer. I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. Monokuma bottle has been upgraded in the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Hey.
Actually, there's one thing. Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? You're sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byaku is not here. So
then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. Oh, Byaku ist doch da. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
So then...
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weight of the two of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced.
In other words...
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the weight.
So then...
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
So then...
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? Es ist schwerer? Was? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words...
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it all together.
Hey.
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Monokuma bottle experiment has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Tja, denk mal drüber nach, Makoto. Und sie sagte, ich soll diesen Shelf nochmal angucken. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind, Clue. Huh? Da ist doch irgendeins. This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word had been written in bold bloody letters, and it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That's a stalker, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
what the heck?
Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can't just use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Uns fehlt doch noch irgendwas, oder?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of other bottles. Put it all together, and I believe you will arrive to one.
hey,
Experiment showed that the pieces of the glass on the floor were heavier than in an intact Monokuma bottle. And the bottles all have something in common. There's apparently an important secret hidden there. Ja, Mann. Dann guck doch mal die Bottles nochmal an. Something new.
hey,
There's a hidden correlation. Das haben wir schon. I don't know what the bottles have in common and I don't understand the results of the experiment. Oh Kuro, du bist so dumm. Comparing the weight of the broken bottle pieces to a completely intact Monokuma bottle, the broken pieces were clearly heavier. What does that mean? Ja, was könnte es nur bloß bedeuten, ne?
so,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it all together. And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion.
indeed.
So, what do you think? It's all on you. Och man, dein Ernst? Ich weiß nicht, was ich anklicken soll, aber vielleicht sollte ich Sakura nochmal anklicken. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perilously used to, although there are still some time. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
it's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you...
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Oh. Her shoes.
Correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Hey.
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Last trial.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know, please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room isn't only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens, I have to make something happen. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then... the ultimate material artist! A locked room murder mystery? Twinker? What the... Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a panic and you find a dead body. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put it in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? What? It's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait!
Now then, please get... Now please, don't get there on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. I like the emoticons. What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. Killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us. Yeah.
Hey,
Standing around here isn't going to do any good. Let's get going. Okay, gehen wir rein. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar, plunking sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? 6 of you? You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely?
now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Yes. Set Skills. Ich weiß gar nicht, habe ich eigentlich einen Skill bekommen? Lost in Thought. Cool. Nehmen wir. Ich kann eh nichts mehr auswählen, aber ich glaube, ich habe nichts mehr. Ich habe nicht genug mit den Leuten. Nee, habe ich tatsächlich nicht. Aber egal. Das reicht schon. Finish Preparations und Start Class Trial jetzt. Jetzt Class Trial. Man.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa! Deja vu!
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Yeah, seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer. But you must have some reason for believing that.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Some concrete reason why Hina suspects those 3 specifically. I'm sure she's mentioned it before.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
No, it's wrong. Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it?
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
No, it's wrong.
Hiro.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
Ich war mit Electrical. Ich habe die Sachen gefixt.
When did she give it to you?
Wann warst du da?
The last time you saw
Ungefähr so klingt
Sakura
das.
was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right. Because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is Hiro got the candy from Hina. Sakura loved Candy 9. When Sakura got that candy.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy until after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it!
Ja, damn it, man.
I mean, what I meant was, Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
More hostile.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
Would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was above on the magazine shelf.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body, but at that time, where was the magazine? On the magazine shelf.
Exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, it's wrong! When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is! Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it! And this is me talking, so you know it's true!
Können diese Augen lügen? Without doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
Oh nein, ich muss reloading.
The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap! The end is nigh! I'm at least 30% right! The occult is bullcrap!
Mann! Hör auf, so viel Scheiße zu erzählen.
The end is nigh! Can't hear you, can't hear you! Show me the proof! I'm at least 30% right! Show me the proof!
This should prove it.
Boah, fast gestorben. Ich habe nur noch ein kleines Teil vom Herzchen.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
What?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
You admit it so easily.
He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Sure, thanks.
That's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What he would have had to do after writing the message, it doesn't make sense. Why is the magazine was hidden?
I got it! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone who wouldn't like that? Toko.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it.
That's right. I killed him.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the body. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hallo DC. Car.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
What? What?
So...
What up? What up?
do?
What up?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer. And I have to prove that. Prove it! Come on. Oh
I didn't
man.
want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer.
I know. Hiro is really a dumb person. Hiro hit Sakura, that's for sure, but this doesn't end there. I know.
I
Man,
didn't want to, but I did it.
what? No truth
I
bullets.
grabbed the Monokuma bottle.
Kyoko's examination summary?
I
No.
hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Ow!
Shoot!
Oh no.
I didn't want to, but I did it.
Kyoko's examination
Grabbed
summary?
a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer.
Okay, we'll try
I
with
didn't want
this.
to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Okay. No! Yay. No, that's wrong! You did it twice!
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on! How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
There are 2 bottles left.
Once you understand that point,
Not left.
you'll
There are 2
understand why
bottles
2
missing.
separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
The correlation between the Monokuma bottles. I feel like it's starting to become clear. That connection must be... It's the object that Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. Chess. Oh. Chess piece? Really? Oh my...
Now I understand. That's it! The chess pieces! Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was... the knight, if I remember.
Yep.
So, what's that matter?
The queen is missing.
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh! So the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
It didn't disappear.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
Yes, that's true. Yasuhiro is so damn dumb. But not but not only Yasuhiro. I think Toko is way better.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, then the bottle that was missing, it was broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
But Makoto is sometimes really dumb as well.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proves that is... Kyoko and I figured it out before. Man.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment.
How did the biker and the fat guy die? Celeste killed them both. I thought that Celeste killed them both, but I think the fat guy killed the biker. And then Celeste killed the fat guy. Yeah, biker dude was executed. Yes, biker dude killed Chihiro because he's dumb. I don't know. What did biker dude do? Yeah, Mondo. Mondo killed Chihiro because he was jealous of Chihiro, of her strength. Kind of like that. It was a real damn reason for killing someone. Yes. I'm sorry, my English is not that good, and so I have my right hand here who is helping me out. And Chihiro left a notebook and yeah, huh? Laptop? No, notebook, laptop was different anyway. No, it was that the soldier guy died. The fat guy killed the soldier guy and Celeste killed the fat guy. It was one close, I don't know what was that? Celeste outsmarted the fat guy and made a trap for the fat guy and for the soldier guy. I don't. And that's how they died. 3 in one chapter. Okay, earlier Kyoko and I did a little experiment.
Compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
What? So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
Thank you, DC's car. But my English is good enough to understand, but to explain what I want to say is it's kind of difficult. I have little experience in talking in English because I do not speak English very often. Sakura's second attacker.
A gun! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
I'm sure of it. How do you know that?
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Do you play Among Us? It kind of reminds me on Among Us, this case. No, you are the killer. No, you killed her first. No, I discovered. No, it's a self-report. Is that right?
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
She went into the vent.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I was hiding in the vent.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. A new element has been added to the time battle. Would you like? Yes, absolutely. So far you've probably been pressing the left mouse button during a final strike without a second thought.